Hello friends, welcome to Technique. This is Nirmal here, and in this video we'll be doing a detailed review of the latest budget device from iQOO, the iQOO Z6 44 watt. So this was announced along with iQOO Z6 Pro. Now the interesting aspect about this device is it is priced 13,999 and you can get it with really good offers running right now. The phone comes with some really good aspects considering the pricing. It has an in-display fingerprint scanner, AMOLED display. This is powered by the Qualcomm Snapdragon 680 chip. Android 12 is there. You get a 50 megapixel triple camera setup. So it is power packed in terms of hardware, but how does it stack up against the competition, and is it really a worthy device to buy in this price segment? That's what we're going to talk about in this video. So before getting started, as usual, if this is your first time on this channel, do hit that red subscribe button below and also hit that bell icon to get notified of all the videos we publish. So let's go deep into the iQOO Z6 44 watt. Now the name itself is kind of confusing because we already have the iQOO Z6 5G variant launched early this year. Now this is again an iQOO Z6, but this is a 4G device. It's called the iQOO Z6 44 watt for some strange reason, because the 44 watt is the charging speed of this device. Probably we are seeing this first time that charging speed is mentioned in the name, but nevertheless let's move on. Now let's first talk about the design and build quality. Now design wise, the iQOO Z6 and the Z6 Pro shares almost the same design language. It feels really nice in terms of the design elements. You get two large camera units. The second camera unit houses two lenses. The first is the primary sensor, and the squarish layout looks really elegant. The back panel finishing is also really good. Now talking about the front panel design, you get a drop notch on this device. That's slightly on the outdated front probably, because now it's a punch hole selfie camera. But here you get a water drop notch. That could have been improved, but again the bezels aren't that bad. I can see the side bezels, and the bottom chin also looks quite okay considering that this is a below 15,000 price device. So overall in terms of design elements, we are quite happy. When the top section has the flat panel, bottom also has the flat panel. You get 3.5mm audio jack, then USB Type-C port, speaker unit, and power and volume rocker keys. We have a SIM tray, which is a dedicated SD card slot. A lot of you have asked us whether it's a dedicated slot. It is a dedicated slot, so you can expand the storage. And the back panel design is something which stands out, probably because this is not attempted probably in this price segment. So overall we feel the design language is good, and the build quality is again really solid. Even though it's a plastic or polycarbonate material, it feels really sturdy, and the finishing adds to the beauty of the device because it's kind of a matte finish, and you also get a pattern, especially on this blue color, which feels really smooth, and overall build quality, fit and finish looks really good. Now you also get short sensation glass on this device, so display protection is also available. So let's now move on to the display. Now this device comes with an AMOLED display. That's one of the highlighting aspects. This is not the only device with AMOLED display at this price segment. You get a few other devices as well, but this display is pretty good. It has good colors, DCI-P3 color gamut is supported, and it's vibrant and crisp display. Overall touch response also feels very smooth, and you also get short sensation up glass protection on this display. Now for a multimedia usage, this device feels really nice, especially with the AMOLED display. It's vibrant, crisp, and even outdoor visibility is also good, but there is a catch. This is a 60 Hz refresh rate. Now almost all of the devices are moved to 90 Hz and 120 Hz refresh rate, so at that point you get only 60 Hz refresh rate. But frankly 60 Hz and 90 Hz doesn't make a much of a difference. Obviously it will make a difference, but not a drastic difference. 60 and 120 definitely makes a big difference, but here you get standard 60 Hz. 180 Hz touch sampling rate is offered on this device. So overall considering that this is an AMOLED display, this is pretty good, but again the missing aspect is only the standard refresh rate, that 60 Hz is offered. Now moving on to the software experience. Now iQOO's UI is more or less the Vivo's FunTouch OS. So this also has the FunTouch OS 12. Now good thing is that Vivo, or rather iQOO, has kept Android 12 on this device. That's one of the good aspects, because even now a lot of devices are shipping with Android 11 out of the box. So that should change, and in this budget segment iQOO is offering Android 12. That's definitely a good thing. Now considering iQOO's previous launches and how they have provided updates, probably this will also get future future updates. We are not really sure whether anything is promised as of now, but we don't see any sort of promises made on this device. But probably one update should be available on this device. That's what we feel, considering how iQOO has updated its previous devices. So next, talking about the UI experience, this offers plethora of additional options and tools you generally see on most of the UIs. You get customization options, the theming support, and a bunch of other options also included. You also get always on display, since it's having an AMOLED display, so those things are provided. Now FunTouchOS feels pretty smooth overall, no lags or issues we faced in our usage. So overall the FunTouchOS feels pretty good in terms of experience. But having said that, a bit more fine tuning might be required in terms of how the design has been, and it made the icons, shapes, and everything. A bit more fine tuning can be done, but overall we feel we're quite happy with what this device offers in terms of software experience. Now moving on to the performance. Now this is powered by a Qualcomm Snapdragon 680 chip. Now 680 is kind of an entry level chip. It's not a very powerful chip. It has an Antutu score of around 2,90,000, almost close to that. So it's not a very powerful chip, but then it does the job decently well in terms of day-to-day experience. Again, this is not a device for extreme gamers. We'll come back to gaming in a while, but overall day-to-day usage was smooth. We didn't see any sort of lag or any sort of issues when using the device. It was pretty smooth experience overall. Now coming to the gaming experience, we have done a detailed gaming video. You can check out that video. In fact, the gaming was surprisingly good, although the graphic quality is very low, or rather kind of an average, because it's a Qualcomm Snapdragon 680 chip. But having said that, the overall gaming experience was surprisingly good. There was absolutely no lag, no heating issues, and battery drain was also minimal. So if you're a casual gamer, you won't be disappointed with this device. But for heavy gamers, obviously this is not the device. Probably you should be thinking of iQOO Z6 Pro with the Qualcomm Snapdragon 778G octa-core processor. But having said that, the overall experience feels very solid on this device, especially day-to-day usage. We hardly saw any sort of issues. Now this device comes with an in-display fingerprint scanner. It's a very powerful and device. You can see here the in-display fingerprint scanner is easy to unlock, and it's quite fast as well. Now there is also face unlocking included. So this is one of the few devices offering in-display fingerprint scanner at this price segment. Again, whether you need that feature or not, that's up to you, but this is something which is not very common in this price segment right now. So that's the performance side. Now apart from that, you also get 4G LTE, voice over Wi-Fi, carrier aggregation is supported, but there is no 5G support. This is a 4G device, so you have to keep in mind this is not a 5G device. Now talking about the speaker quality, this is a single bottom firing speaker. While the output is quite loud enough, we would have liked it, stereo speakers. A lot of devices are offering stereo speakers at this price segment, so iQOO could have provided stereo speakers. That's one of the things we felt missing on this device. Even otherwise, this stereo speakers looks quite, the single bottom firing speaker output is quite okay. Now in terms of signal strength, we tried with Jio as well as Vodafone Idea. We did not see any sort of issues here. Signal strength was good, and we could get carrier aggregation support on this device. Now moving on to the cameras. So this has a 50 megapixel primary sensor. You get a macro sensor, depth sensor, and a 16 megapixel selfie camera. So one thing what is missing on this camera is that there is no ultra wide angle lens. So that's one of the missing aspect on a lot of devices these days. So here also you don't get that. Now the daylight shots taken with the 50 megapixel camera came out quite well actually. We have done a detailed camera review. You can check out that video where the camera quality was quite okay. The daylight shots had good details, good color accuracy, and something which is not very common at this price segment. The details and sharpness was also quite good. The macros actually were not that impressive, but close-up shots did turn out quite well, especially with the colors and saturation, and everything looks quite good. But the macros were kind of average, I would say, because it's a 2 megapixel sensor which will not be able to retain great colors nor sharpness levels. So that is one of the things you should be considering. But otherwise the camera looks quite okay. The low light experience was also satisfactory, I would say. Nothing exceptional about it, but nothing really bad also about it. It's kind of average experience, I would say, considering the price segment it is being offered. So you can check out a detailed camera review to see how the camera performance is. Now selfies also turned out to be quite decent overall. So that's the camera aspect. Now talking about the battery. Now this device comes with a larger 5000 milliamp hour capacity, and you get 44 watt charging support. Now the charging is around 50%, it takes 27 minutes, and full charge takes around 71 minutes. So that is not really too slow, nor it is too fast, but it's quite a decent speed, I would say. Now considering the battery 5000 milliamp hour, it provides a really good experience. You can easily get more than a day of battery usage. With normal usage, like moderate usage, you can easily get through a day of usage, and in fact at least 1.5 days it should last with moderate usage, unless you are into really high gaming, but again that's not the purpose of this device. So that was our experience with the iQOO Z6, the 44 watt charging device. Now it's named iQOO Z6 44 watt. So what are the pros and cons? The pros include good design and build quality, something really stand out. The display is good, the software experience is good, Android 12 you get, then Qualcomm Snapdragon 680 is kind of decent experience, the cameras are decent, the battery life is good, and the pricing is really good, and you also get in-display fingerprint scanner with a dual SIM card and SD card slot as well. So that was the pros of this device. Now cons of this device: this is not a 5G device, you don't get 5G. Then the water drop notch is not the latest offering, so that's kind of slightly outdated now. And apart from that, there is no stereo speakers offered. Again, not a really major complaint, but stereo speakers would have done a really great experience on this device. Now apart from that, probably the low light camera experience could be a tad better. But considering all the pros and cons, at 13,999 pricing, the 4GB RAM and 128GB storage offers good experience. Apart from that, you also get this virtual RAM functionality. Whether it's useful or not is up to you to decide whether you want to go with the 4GB RAM or 6GB RAM. We would definitely suggest you go with the 6GB RAM. With offers and discounts, you can get it at a very low price. For that pricing, we feel the iQOO Z6 44 watt makes really good sense. It's a good device overall. In fact, it's a good package for this price segment. So that was our experience with iQOO Z6 44 watt. Hope you enjoyed watching this video. So don't forget to hit that subscribe button and also hit the bell icon to get notified of all the videos we publish. So this is Nirmal signing off. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.